Hello, everybody. My name is True Demon, and I am the Devil's Stockbroker. This is another update on the SPY and the market overall. We had quite a drop today, so this is pretty much in line with my expectations for how the market would react after the hawkish outcome from the Fed FOMC meeting in the minutes. Zooming in on the 30-minute chart, you can see that the trade that we currently have marked, which shows us an entry at approximately 394 cost average, maybe 394 and 8 cents. Our stop loss is still situated at just over 402. It's been moved down from 410, and we averaged up in our positions as the SPY gapped down. So we've been catching additional short entries as we've had these little pops here. There was a short entry that we added into here at 390 when we jumped over on this candle early in the morning. And then we did it again when we popped over 390 and 50 cents, averaging down or averaging up on the position, I should say, after we witnessed rejection off of the 30-minute 10-period moving average. The SPY over HYG ratio chart is continuously showing us downtrend, and we've now basically marked out that we have confirmed this top. So the ratio chart indicated to us that we had a head and shoulders that was forming on the ratio chart, which we broke through as of today. So this confirms our downtrend. We are very much locked into a downward position. The bears are fully in control of the market right now. And if you look on the MACD right here, you can see that the MACD, while it is crossing very slightly, it's losing its slope. So that is indicating to me that the weakness is beginning to gather strength and steam. The market is essentially going into what looks to be a consolidation phase. So what we believe will happen is the market will continue to form out this bear flag, and after some period of consolidation throughout the remainder of the week, we expect to break down and continue the downtrend into late December. This is pretty much in line with seasonality, as December's second half tends to see a seasonal drop. Regardless of bull and bear market, this is due to profit taking from wash sales and other losses. Bear markets in particular see some aggressive selling in the very last week of December, right after Christmas. Let's go move over to the stock market heat map, where we can analyze precisely what areas of the market performed and how. And so far, it's just a sea of red. I've rarely seen the market perform so poorly, and ironically, after being down on the week for the last 4 trading days in a row, Tesla down 8.5% on the week, actually held up one of the best out of the mega cap corporations that are traded on the SPY. It held up pretty much break even, slightly green on the day. Everything else is just washed in red. There's blood in the streets between technology services and electronic technology, especially NVIDIA, which you may recall I called out the semiconductor sector as being one of my biggest bear plays for this next leg of selling. The retail trade sector, especially Amazon, performed one of the poorest, followed by Costco, Target, and CVS. Big selling in the finance and insurance sector, as well as Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase, Berkshire Hathaway, and Wells Fargo and Morgan Stanley all sold off for at least 1% today, some marking their positions down almost 3%. So what is the view of the market and its outlook going forward? Well, I'm essentially just going to stay in my positions now because the swing is already underway. The Qs are beginning to drastically underperform, but also industrials on the Dow Industrial Average Index are all beginning to retreat simultaneously. As it would appear to me, both risk-on and defensive sectors are all retreating from the market. Where we'll end up at some point at the end of this week, we'll perform some analysis to determine what sectors are due to retreat the most. But based on this behavior, I'm expecting to see the Qs fill this gap left behind from the November rally. This gap right here, which begins at approximately $275, we're just hovering above it. We slightly rejected the gap with this wicking candle on the daily, but once we enter that gap, we pretty much are entering free fall all the way down to 265, where we see our first area of support in the market right on this evening star candle that formed on the 8th of November. I want to take this moment to really shout out the members of Hell's Trading Floor that have just been absolutely killing it in the market. The number of 100% gains that I've seen in the trading floor have just been outstanding, and it's totally left me speechless. Game On was, and this made me laugh, but Game On 27 with a 135% profit on his December SPY calls, one of the last green days for the SPY before the market started turning around, said that he took a little bit of profit with 100% gains, which I thought was pretty funny. I feel there's no such thing as a small 100% gain anywhere. Real Rockfish with a nice 20% base hit. Numbskully bringing in an additional 20% himself. Boomer Assassins with multiple excellent trades on the last week of trading for the SPY, bringing in money from various calls, and Google and Amazon puts, putting in multiple trades in a single week that all bagged over 100% because they were using the same indicators and the same trading strategies that we introduced in Hell's Trading Floor. For this week of trading, our first bearish bet that deserves the biggest shout out is Cool Ranch Kittens with a humble but plentiful 9% gain on the day, betting on short Qs and short Dow ETF. Just a reminder that if you guys want to get updated on my trades in real time, I post them in the Devil's Trade channel under the trading floor category. You guys can check those out anytime I make a trade update on either my paper account or my own personal portfolio. This is also the area where I post my other trade ideas for other tickers, such as FFIE, which I'm very glad to say that HTF made a magnificent entry very early thanks to ScourgeBot Screener that called it out while it was still trading below 28 and 20 and 30 cents. FFIE, as of today, closed the day at about 48.39 cents. So even today, after this massive gap up and retracement, FFIE is still very much in the green for Hell's Trading Floor, and we're looking forward to seeing the next setup. Just giving a quick update on this trade, I figured I would let everybody know that I still have some runner positions on this one. These are due to expire in January, and as you can see, we've actually set up a very nice triple bottom right here. So this triple bottom formation right here on the support of 47 cents puts FFIE at a really good position to move up a little bit further. You can see that it's finding a lot of support just below its 200 period EMA on the 5-minute chart. If you move up to the 30-minute chart, you'll find out that this actually matches up with the support on the 50 period EMA. So this is all excellent news for this ticker. And for the first time, we may be seeing FFIE get a 50 and 200 golden crossover on the 1-hour chart. The daily, we still have quite a bit of distance between our moving averages right now. So it'll be a long time before we see FFIE move into a long-term bullish trend. But this is an excellent start for the ticker. After seeing what it's been able to do and financially what they've been able to recover, it looks like a nice play. Keep in mind that there still is a ongoing reverse split available for the company to take. So if the company continues to trade below $1 for the rest of next year, they will effectively have exceeded their listing requirements limit on the NASDAQ sometime in the fall of 2023. So they will need to reverse split if they cannot get their stock traded above $1 for 10 consecutive trading days between now and October next year. So just keep that in mind that is a valid risk, and they do have a shelf offering. So dilution is possible, although seems unlikely to me because the company, at least for the time being, does have sufficient cash to keep operating and is finally moving into production phase for their vehicles. As I said from the very beginning, though, this is strictly a swing trade based on technicals and a short exempt liquidity crisis that is currently going on with the stock. As it appears to me, there is still quite a bit of short interest on this one that may have yet that may yet need time to unwind. As of today, the price action in FFIE is directly correlated with the amount of short exempt volume. Right now, we currently are sitting at 5.7% close on the day for short exempt ratio. And this is now the fourth day in a row that the 5-day SMA delta rate has been over 5%. So that pretty much safely puts this particular stock in line for top candidate for a big liquidity squeeze. To my knowledge, it hasn't been able to trade below any level that market makers could hope to cover at for all of the previous short exempts that have expired. So all of these are essentially, if they have not been located and returned to the purchaser, then those shares are failing to deliver as we speak. So right now, FFIE is experiencing some tremendous volatility, and I am looking for an opportunity to average down on an additional position to go long further on into January and potentially farther than that. For right now, I'm just keeping a very close eye on the charts and looking for signs of additional volatility and watching for additional short exempts to appear, waiting for the market makers to try to pound it down again before we hit the buy button one more time. As of the last several trading days, the short interest on FFIE has only grown, sending the short interest from Tuesday, December the 13th, which was at that time approximated to 24.5% short interest of free float, all the way up to 27.45% short interest of free float as of today. So in the last 2 days, we've seen the short interest only climb, and the price is essentially doing, well, nothing. It's just going sideways. So any shorts that were able to get a position first thing in the morning on the day that it had gapped up above 62 cents, then that was probably their best opportunity to get an entry. And now that we are resting comfortably on top of a big heavy layer of support above 47 cents, there is an opportunity here for FFIE to start hurting shorts that are trading below this level. So any shorts that have been in the stock for the last roughly 25 trading days, they are probably feeling at least a little bit of pain. Now, that doesn't mean that they can't cover at these prices and get out of their positions before a squeeze were to happen. But if they choose to hold on and the price does continue to get more volatile going further up, then FFIE is currently listed as one of the top most hard to borrow stocks on the exchange. So it's extremely limited in the ability to short it further at this point. That makes it extremely difficult to pound the price down even further, leaving it up to only existing and valid shareholders of FFIE in the position to actually cause any selling pressure that would finish the stock price. So that puts FFIE in a really good position. So in my opinion, I think that this one is still going to keep moving. I am going to remain cautiously optimistic. And I have a bailout point set at 42 cents. If the price drives significantly below this, then I will just take that as a sign that the play might be done for right now, but I'll still be keeping an eye on it. At the moment, it still looks really good. So just wanted to put all that information out there for everybody else. You all, of course, are beholden to your own decisions. None of this is financial advice, and I just wish you the best of luck, and please do be careful. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to watch this video. If you enjoyed the content and you found this information helpful to you in your own trading strategies, be sure to leave a like on the video. It helps out the YouTube algorithm and helps us reach out to others who need this information too. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more. And if you're not a member of Hell's Trading Floor already, consider joining our Discord by joining us at hellstradingfloor.com, which will allow you to sign up for our Discord at discord.gg/hellstradingfloor. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Until then, have a hell of a time in the markets.